In the following brief voice excerpt, we can hear Carl Bernstein, who was Bob Woodward's partner in the Watergate reporting that helped bring Richard Nixon down in the 1970s, commenting on revelations in recently released books about Trump's intention to do whatever it took to remain president despite losing the 2020 election.
What this extraordinary reporting reveals is something actually, it builds on what we already knew, that we had a crazy, delusional, authoritarian, dangerous, criminal president of the United States. And we knew it through all 4 years of his presidency. And what's happening in this book and a couple of others, and probably more to come, is we are now seeing that picture filled out and our worst fears fulfilled through actual specific acts and words of the horror and terror that this deranged president of the United States visited upon our country, the Constitution, and our system of governance.
No matter how the Orange Menace wants to paint this one, and no matter how his followers want to spin it, this one does not and will not play well, and adds yet another deep cut in the slow but sure death by 1,000 cuts this very deserving imbecile is in the midst of. Not surprising, given the tremendous pressure of his transits, and we should all be glad the planets aren't getting better going forward, so good luck with insurrections and coups and all the rest of the proposed malfeasance. Like Milley says, you gotta have the guns. To understand the dynamics of the relationship between Mark Milley and Donald Trump, a look at recent history is very informative. Milley's job is chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and is thereby the highest ranking and most senior military officer in the U.S. Army. And who gave him the job? Well, it was this guy, back in late 2018, when, despite then Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis preferring someone different, Trump overruled the objections and appointed Milley to the top post because, during the job interview, they experienced a good relationship. Trump liked him, and that was that. First, I will say that this appointment happened December 8, 2018, with Saturn at 8.38 Capricorn, and when you pop it in Trump's chart, you can already see there's a good chance it will eventually lead to trouble, because it's lighting up his infamous Access Hollywood T-square. Again and again I've noticed planets big and small going through this section of the zodiac are a big problem for the Orange Menace. So then why did they like each other? Notice they are both Geminis with suns fairly close by degree, but more importantly, both with Jupiter and Libra, and with Milley's Jupiter making an even tighter trine to Trump's sun than his own. Milley's Venus at 20 plus Taurus puts it high up in Trump's chart, so tuning into how our idiot ex-president gauges people, he probably liked the look of Milley. You know, he would be his central casting general. But if you continue the analysis, you spot 2 or 3 major problems.